Evening. The name's Wendell. I appreciate you stopping in for a quick visit. Since you're here, maybe you'd like a little story. Not many people outside of my neck of the woods know this one. I think it's a good story. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe some people won't, but that's how it goes. If you do like my stories or the way I tell them, I hope you remember how to find your way back. Take a moment and just let out a nice deep breath and get yourself comfy, however it is you'd prefer to do so, and I'll just get right into it. In the soft blue of late autumn, when the wind smells like distant apples and chimney smoke, I once took a part-time job painting numbers on the backs of turtles. Now, this wasn't for tracking or research or any such modern purpose. It was for the race, for the annual Timekill River Drift. The Great Turtle Drift, to be specific, which is held every October 13th, no matter the weather, even if the turtles had already decided to hibernate or, as old Mabel the librarian said, just weren't feeling it this year. And Mabel would know. She claimed to be part turtle on her mother's side, though no one ever pressed for specifics. Anyway, we were talking about the job. Now I say job, but that's a generous word. There was no formal application, no paycheck, no supervisor save for old Bucky, who once got mildly electrocuted by a toaster and now speaks exclusively in proverbs that only make sense if you're half asleep. My compensation was a thermos of turnip broth, a firm handshake, and the quiet satisfaction of being entrusted with these wonderful turtles. And in my youth, this was like the Powerball. They gave me a little wooden crate full of brushes and a jar of black ink that smelled like tired licorice. Each turtle was handed to me gently, like passing along a secret. Some of them blinked slowly as I numbered their shells. Others hummed, I swear. Not out loud, but through the feet, like when you sit on a washing machine during the rinse cycle and it tells you a lullaby in Morse code. Anyway, job or not, it felt like an honor. There aren't many gigs where your coworkers are reptiles. They drop the turtles upriver near the broken fence where the birch trees lean like gossiping uncles who've had just enough mulled wine to start remembering who owes whom a lawnmower. That's where the race began, though the turtles themselves never seemed to know it. Or maybe they did and simply refused to be rushed. Some folks would bring chairs and sit in silence. Others would bet sandwiches on which turtle might stop to ponder a leaf. Once, a boy named Ian tried to give his turtle a pep talk, but the turtle blinked 3 times and fell asleep in his mitten. We all agreed that counted as a spiritual victory. There was music, sort of. An old cassette player wheezing out accordion lullabies from the back of a truck that had no doors but plenty of personality. And soup, oh, so many soups. Lentil, squash, mystery. All of them stirred with a reverence you usually reserve for baptisms or strong coffee. Turtle number 17, whom I'd nicknamed Clarence on account of his distant philosophical expression, like he was always halfway through a haiku he couldn't quite finish, just slipped off course near Duck Egg Bend and climbed out of the water altogether. Didn't rush, didn't wobble like some do when the mud's thick. He just paused, took one long blinking look at the river behind him, then turned and faced inland, like he'd suddenly remembered an appointment with an old friend he hadn't seen since last molting. And there he sat, perfectly still, not in protest, not in panic, like a punctuation mark at the end of a sentence nobody quite finished saying. That year, nobody won the race. We all stood there, soup cooling in our thermoses, watching Clarence do absolutely nothing with the kind of authority only the very wise or very tired ever manage. And then someone, could have been Bucky or maybe that accordion guy, started clapping. Slow, uncertain at first, but then we all joined in, because in that moment it felt like maybe this was what we came to see. And that's how the folks of Timekill River learned that sometimes the winner is the one who remembers where they were going but decides to sit down anyway, just in case the view's better from there. And that's all she wrote. I'd be honored to tell you more stories if you'll have me. If you want to hear more from me, just ring the bell. I'll be right here when you decide you need a little time away. See you round Timekill. Take her easy.